it's me, your Vasco captain. Nope, take two. No, you know what? That's fine. That's the week it is. It's your Vasco captain. Hello, I'm speaking. Hi, hello, welcome. Hi, Keen, welcome. Dunked in a dunk tank for the first time. Now, now I assume, Sarah, that as a school teacher, you're indicating that you're like part of some kind of school carnival or fundraiser or something. But there's something about the way you wrote that that just like made it seem like that's a thing that like happens to people every now and then. Like like there's always some risk of that happening and it finally caught up with you. Like one of those things where people will be like, live life to the fullest because like you'll never know if you'll just get hit by a bus. And like even if you're not in the city, like technically like there are circumstances where like a bus might hit you, but like they're vanishingly low. Like that's for some reason that's what I'm picturing when you just randomly offer like got dunked in a dunk tank for the first time. Been in a dunk tank more times than jury duty. That's a fun fact. God, I've been to jury duty more times than a lot of things. It's been like a long time, but like there was a point when I was like unemployed in California where I was like foreman of a jury for like 3 months or something. And then I've been like called in for jury duty like 3 times since then. Which, is like a lot compared to the zero of many individuals. I think my mom's been called in a couple times and never served. I haven't watched the second season of Jury Duty, but I did want to mention. Last weekend I mentioned that I was going to see the Backrooms this week, which I did, and it's so weird, gang. I need you to understand. I don't know if anyone here has seen it, and I don't want to spoil it. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like I know what the Backrooms are. Like it's not like I went in completely blind. I like got so I had an interesting experience. So I'm not alone then. Demolition says, "Oh my god, the audience was the worst I've ever had." Same, extremely same. Now I know that like a popular like old man shakes fist at clouds topic these days is like kids don't know how to like behave in a movie theater because they just treat it like they're at home. But like, wow, like wow. So like, I get that the Backrooms is a movie that like is inclined to skew a little young in its audience because like it's based on like a YouTube trend. So like it's like a thing that like teenagers and college age kids are probably like more likely to have been attached to than like adults or whatever. But like, I mean, so like it could have been a lot worse. There was definitely like I think like a couple like I couldn't see them. They were like way at the back of the theater. But like there was definitely like someone and a girl together and like the girl kept like giggling like loudly at like parts of the movie that like clearly weren't funny at all. Like literally like nothing would be happening. Like I don't mean this as an indictment that like the movie is bad, but like there are a lot of periods of the movie Backrooms where like kind of nothing is happening. Like there's a lot of like slow burn kind of stuff going on. So like there are periods of time where like kind of nothing is happening. And like during those you would just like hear like a girl or a young woman just like loudly giggle. Also, like I swan to John, like someone was just like they had some sort of like plastic tray or something that like some of the snacks at the movie theater are like served in, and I swear they were just like either like hitting it on something or like throwing it around because like I heard like the same like plastic reverberation like going on like randomly for like most of the movie. Now here's the thing that really killed me, and this isn't like so much of an issue with like behavior in the theater or whatever, but like I think Zacula, we were having a discussion not that long ago of like how weird it seems to like, I don't know, I guess millennials are like mainly the people who are talking about it. Like millennials are older who like grew up like going to movie theaters and like that was a normal thing. And like nowadays like people seem inclined to like come really late to movies like much later than would have been normal back in the day. I have never seen the likes of it that I saw with the Backrooms. And I cannot stress enough, again, while trying to spoil as little as possible, that like the structure of the movie The Backrooms does not lend itself very well at all to coming in like halfway through that movie. If you come in like halfway through that movie, you will not understand anything that matters in that movie, like basically at all. Like it's just gonna be like stuff happening on film. Like it will have no meaning to you. And like 50 to 60% of the way through the runtime, like people are coming in with like full snack. They just came from concessions, like it's just like the normal start of the movie or something. Just like unbelievable. Ocean said, overheard someone say, "Yo, the movie sucked. I had no idea what was going on." I got like not quite that blunt, but I definitely heard some similar responses from people in my audience. And I have to say that like on some level that's actually like not surprising to me. It's more surprising to me that the movie is actually doing as well as it is. Not because I think it's bad. I actually like the movie quite a lot. But like remember when I was like it is like a really slow burn? Like audiences don't tend to care for that sort of thing. And like there's like a non-trivial amount of that. Um One of them, yo, we need to do a chicken jockey again with the popcorn. And that never needed to happen, man. I do wonder how people ended up at that movie. I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, I don't know what people expected. Because, like, I feel like if you do the concept of the Backrooms, like, remotely well as a movie, like, it's gonna be, like, very slow-paced and not action-packed. But, like, on the other hand, the movie's also, like, a lot different than I expected in some ways. Particularly I feel like the structure is most similar to a very surprising, very well-known movie that I don't really want to mention in case it acts as a spoiler, which it would be. You seem more like a Breadwinner or Scary Movie 7 crowd. Yeah, I would say that like I felt like the crowd at my showing would largely have been more comfortable at like Scary Movie or something like that. Um But like, yeah, I mean, like I would just like a lot of little stuff. Like at a certain point, like I don't know, 60-70% through the movie, like someone who like sat toward the front of the theater was like on their phone in a really obvious, visible fashion. There was an interesting thing like not that far into the movie where like a group of like 9 or 10 like teenagers like came in at once. And like that's like a little unusual because like I went on a Tuesday night. So like not exactly like peak movie going hours, but like it's like one of the most crowded I've literally ever seen this movie theater. Like the only like other comparable crowdedness I've seen was like Mother's Day, which was like surprising compared to all previous visits to this specific theater. But so like 9 or 10 kids like come in together and like that's a little weird, particularly because like again the movie's already started. It's like maybe like 20 minutes in at this point or something. Um and they so you know how like the average movie theater, some are probably different, but like the average one kind of has like stairs on either side going like kind of up and down from like whatever floor you're starting on. Like a lot of people tend to just sort of like go up, maybe sit in the back row, or you know just find some place where they feel like they have a comfortable balance, like viewing the screen from where they're sitting or whatever. But so like they seem to walk up the stairs one way, cut like all the way through some aisle that like Lord knows if it was full or something. But they like clearly like all went up one side, and then I saw them all walk down the other side. But like there was no like landing at which they could like freely move. So they had to like cut through at the very least like an empty aisle. And like then they like sat in the front of the theater. They did almost a full circuit of the theater to just like take a row near the front that like no one else was sitting. It's like, what was that? Like what were we doing there? What was that about? She says we got out about 11:30. Given how they acted, I don't think they much cared for school the next day. Seemed like my dad donated to the school grades passing. I mean, I don't. I mean, There was also like I don't. The audience was very distracting for a number of reasons. Like I think first and foremost, just like the amount of people like coming and going, like repeatedly, like groups of like two or three were like loudly leaving the theater, like practically like stomping their way out of the theater, and then they would like come back. It's not like they were like, you know, just like livid at the movie, they didn't like it or whatever. Like they came back, but like they were just like making such an effort to make as like loudly am I leaving the theater. Everyone should know about this. Um but like there was a point that was really funny. I don't remember exactly, like probably like in the first half of the movie or something. There's like a scene where like two characters are talking and like just like a lot of like intense language kind of happens. Like there's like a lot of swearing and like a couple other like kind of like strong language things. And like like 2 minutes before that scene happened or whatever, like a mother came in with like I think like a teenage daughter and like maybe like a 10, 11 year old son or something. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this movie is rated R. Like, not that much had happened so far that was like, this is definitely R. And then that scene happened, I was like, this movie is rated R. just saying, like, it's your kids or whatever. But like, I mean, if you were gonna come in late, like maybe wait another 5 minutes. I don't know. And then with the Deadpool movies, that's wild. The rope apartment. Yeah, no, I know. Whenever someone said, "Where are you?" they shouted back, "I'm right here." Wow, that's so cool. I just I don't know, man. Like there's like a time and a place for that. You know, like if you want that type of experience, go see, you know, something like the Rocky Horror Picture Show where like there's sort of like an established like ritual where like yeah, we're watching the movie, but the point is like the like the ritual of the crowd that like everyone's in on this joke and everyone's like doing the same stuff or whatever. One of them one of them damaged the chair. What were they doing to damage the chair? Anyway, it's wild. I've never I've been around some like bad individuals during movies. I've never had like an entire audience be like that awful. Um but like kind of related note, whose chair was damaged, seat at a movie theater. Exactly. I'm having a whole old man rant about how awful the crowd was when I went to see the Backrooms earlier this week. Rocking back and forth like they were trying to tip it over. Were they like on drugs or something? Like that's insane like behavior. I don't know, like I mean it sounds possible. Um Legitimate. No, like like not really trying to be funny. Like that behavior sounds like someone who's like unwell, and it's like maybe there's like mentally unwell or whatever. But like, heard the audiences for that movie are unruly. The crazy things, Acula. I don't know if you've seen it. No, I wouldn't say Minecraft level of bad. At least like I've seen like a couple of clips of like Minecraft bad, and that was like severe. But like, oh god, like definitely just like awful like behavior. But like I can't stress enough that like this movie is like so poorly suited to that. Like it's not like there's a lot of like, you know, just like wild action or like gags or whatever where like like it's like an insanely like quiet movie where like things happen at a pace that's like so slow and like tense. Like it's just it's so weird for people to be like loud and crazy during like this movie. I did 2001: A Space Odyssey literally 20 minutes before. It was me, one dude, and an 80-year-old nerd couple. The contrast was jarring. I would bet. I mean, it was jarring to have ever like been to a movie and had that experience. The I almost said earlier, like I got there early. Apparently, I don't know how to put this in a way that is both honest and doesn't make me sound insane, but I like promise it's normal. Like I think I like got my seat at like I don't like 25 minutes before like, you know, the the start time, the show time, whatever. Um and so like I got some snacks and I sat down, and like a couple minutes later, like a woman comes in to like clean the theater after the previous showing, and she's just like, "Oh my god, oh, you startled me. I wasn't. You're here for the movie. Oh, you startled me." Like 25 minutes early tops. Like it was not even like a full half hour early. It's like, I don't know. Like I know it. I know it's like Vogue or whatever to like come in like 50 minutes late to like a 2 hour movie. I don't really understand why. I get that that's happening, but that feels like a really strong reaction. And she's like, yeah, like I was just cleaning like one of the Michael Jackson showings, and like everyone just stays to the end of the credits because they're listening to the music, so I can't clean it. So it just took longer, and I just wasn't expecting anyone. It's like I was just sitting there, man. I wasn't doing anything weird. I don't know why. I don't know why people react to me like this. Oh my god. But related subjects. A couple of days ago, my mom mentioned the show Widow's Bay, which I'd like heard a little bit about, but not like seen any of. And like, she recommended it, and I watched a couple episodes, and like, it's funny because like I hadn't heard like that much about it, and like since I started watching it, I just like am constantly seeing things written about it. I don't know if they like just dropped like the end of the season or something. I haven't looked that close at it, but like that show is something, man. I watched the fourth episode tonight, and that is gonna haunt me, man. That's some really messed up stuff on that show. It's really good. I like that, and I like Backrooms. It's funny, like Backrooms is a movie that like I'm really close to saying that I loved. I think I liked it a lot. I don't know that I loved it. I feel like it was just missing like I don't know. I have a couple of like things I could posit that I feel like would put it over the top. I feel like it's a really good effort to do something really difficult, and I was very happy with it. Zago says, just watched the fifth episode of Spider Noir. The show is surprisingly good. I started. My sister on her stream last week reminded me that that was out because it came out in May, and I was like insanely busy for like all of May, inexplicably. So like I kind of knew it was coming out, and then just like forgot, and then it just whatever. But then like I've been watching through it this week. I think I maybe just watched the fifth one too, or maybe the sixth one, or somewhere around there. And like I was genuinely kind of surprised at how one of those episodes ended. But I've been liking it so far. Like it does a lot of things pretty well, and I'm like happy with the overall result of it. I will say that it has this unfortunate tendency that I don't love, where like it's like a period piece, and it functions as a period piece like pretty well most of the time. And then like every now and then a character will say an expression that like clearly was coined in the last like 10 years, and it's like, no. It's like not you literally mentioned that it's the Great Depression. No one is saying that the mob boss got off on something. That is not correct. You are incorrect. That's not true. That's not a thing that happened. Please, like, and I say this with all self-awareness as someone who doesn't like to read. Please read a book. Like, please, I don't know what to tell you. That's not correct. Scenes to cut while being as big as possible. After she enters and sees that drawing, cut to that, change the dialogue slightly to hide it. Feel like I know what you're alluding to. That's not. I think it's more about pacing of character development. I like the development that the characters undergo. I don't think is built up enough, and I think there's some fat to be trimmed. Like Al Capone talking about Frankenstein. It wouldn't happen, but modern audiences see it from back. Yeah, like stuff like I feel like the average viewer wouldn't mind, but as someone who like is like a writer and someone who cares about like words and storytelling and things like that, like it's super crazy jarring to me when like there's certain expressions that like a person might have used those words together in like 1930, but they probably didn't. And like some of that stuff like doesn't bother me too much. But then there's stuff that like clearly no one said before the internet existed, and it's like, no, like obviously that's wrong. Like that's super obviously wrong. Um but yeah, so one final note on the subject of horror content. Earlier in the week, it was the birthday of one of our most esteemed regulars, Count Zacula. And yes, that's right, somebody said birthday. Um, and I was asking Zach about birthday plans, and I was surprised to learn that there wasn't a silent dinner in the works for Zacula's birthday, because that seems to be his favorite. But I did want chat to weigh in throughout the stream. What do you think would be the best and the worst foods to serve at a silent dinner? I was thinking like a tortilla soup would be a really interesting choice, because you get the slurping of soup and you get the crunch of like the tortilla chips, like that brings some real audio texture to your silent dinner, you know. Glad to hear you had a good birthday. Ate an unadvisable amount of crab and crayfish. I've done a lot of unadvisable stuff in the last week, I gotta tell you. Right? I was really pleased with that. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. I feel like there's lots of good answers. Did I hear sound in my silent dinner? Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't, like, so conceptually, I believe the point of the silent dinner is that you don't speak, and it like prepares you and your spiritual energy for like spirits to appear or what. Oh, fajitos is fun. That's a fun one. But like, I don't specifically believe that the purpose of the silent dinner is for there to be no noise. I should go back and like check that scene. I feel like you hear like silverware or whatever. So like I feel like it is not a silent dinner. Quiet foods only. But I mean, like those. That's the other end of the spectrum, though, right? I was like, what are the best and worst? So like, worst is like the most of the things suggested so far. Rice Krispie cereal, that's fun. Well, like I mean, some of the best ones feel obvious, like I don't know, like tofu or something, probably. For some reason, just like raw marshmallow came to mind. That's not really a dinner food, but it's kind of funny. Uh, 10 a.m. breakfast. 10 a.m. breakfast that lasts for 30 minutes, I'll have you know. Or if the point is not to talk, then maybe something really goopy or gummy to keep your mouth occupied. Yeah, I mean, like, it all depends on, like, your goal with the silent dinner, right? Because, like, I feel like you could do it, like, multiple different ways. Head of iceberg lettuce uncut. Oh, God, that's a nightmare. That makes my nerves hurt just thinking about that. Ugh, God. Ugh. That's almost as frightening as beach reads from Widow's Bay. That whole episode is so upsetting. So is the one before it, though. They're both very bad. But I both like they're bad in an incredible way. But like, God, it's so upsetting. Hard shell tacos. That's good. That's a good one. I think the timing of the birthday dinner is important. It's never before 7 p.m. Of course. Of course. Of course. Worst food is random hamburger left by a guest. Best food is obviously a blizzard. I mean, not like exactly a dinner food, but certainly something I'm eating at dinner. Almost every opportunity I can manage. Oh man. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about how bad my week is when we get to the second game, because this will not last the entire stream. Let's head over to the game. Okay, so this is the case of the Golden Idol. We've been playing it for weeks. We have one case left to do. Am I really gonna do a full recap? No, I don't think so. I've done it several times before, and we only got like the one case. So like basically, the previous DLC we finished, Spider of Blanca, mainly just sets up the events of like the main game, the one that came out first. Those events sort of detail like one guy killing someone over possession of like an ancient and valuable idol that's like considered to be very powerful and either like advanced technology or magic or some combination of the both. And then it kind of just follows like the journey of the idol as people like basically like kill and scheme over it for multiple generations, and it leads to like upheaval of an entire nation, and it's a big deal. It's a great story. Check it out. I've been a little bit less impressed with the story in the DLC. Not that it's like bad. I felt maybe just because there was more time to it, where like the connections between the characters worked better for me or something. But like, I just, you know, I kind of like the main story more. Now, we should probably touch a little bit on where we've been at in this DLC before we try to finish it. Did happen again. Some kind of chicken salad this time, but it didn't make me sick. Oh, right. I forgot. I wasn't thinking of the burger reference at first. The random hamburger left by a guest when like someone had food delivered to the desk that Zacula works at the hotel, and it was like the worst smell of all time. It was so bad. It says Russian roulette pizza topping. One slice has ghost pepper. They do that on they do something like that on the show The Mole. In like the most recent iteration of The Mole, they did like a game where like some player in the game would get an advantage if they were like the last person standing in this liar's game, and like everyone just had to like eat like identical looking meals, but like two of them were like spiked with something insanely spicy, and so people had to just be like, I am doing very well, thank you. I am having a good time at this dinner. But yeah, so the story thus far, so we kind of followed a royal, there's a better word for this, royal detachment. So like, this dude is like the son of a Raja who shows up at a previous point in the game, and like somehow, while they're like sailing, I don't know if we know what their destination is when they're sailing, but they get shipwrecked off the coast of this island and like swim their way over, and they like meet this culture with customs that are strange to them, and like you know, they have the basically like the prince of another country here, and he's like not accustomed to like working, and this is sort of like a commune where everyone like does their fair share or whatever, and so he kind of like schemes his way into a position where he doesn't have to. He becomes the sentinel, someone whose job it is to like ward off this evil that lives in a tower nearby by like incanting a spell and like using the golden idol. Or no, I guess the monster is the golden idol, but they have some chant that's supposed to ward it off. I don't have like a ton of detail on that. But then it doesn't take long before he wears out his welcome, and people scheme to just kill him off. And they do it in such a way that like the council of elders of this community are convinced that like the evil that lives in the tower, it had some like ominous like one word name, not like the invader, but something like that. And so like they became convinced that it was like angry, and they had to like placate it. I feel like that might play into what comes next, but I don't know because I haven't done it. But now it is time to play the last chapter of the last segment of the Case of the Golden Idol. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, the less than amicable departure of two explorers. Weird start. Damaged stone pillar. Got 2 words right away. Good start. Not a whole lot else going on here. We seem to have dropped something. Maybe a second something. Let me go up. This is a much more eventful scene. What's happening here? Are we swing dancing? Is that a thing? Psycho says, a few years back I got one of those one-chip challenge chips. It's a single tortilla chip in a coffin box. It affected me so negatively I couldn't go to work the next day. Dang. I don't think... It would be really hard to convince me to do that. Both because I don't like eating food, and also, like, even the spicy food I like, which is, like, at most moderate in intensity, like, upsets my stomach, like, pretty bad. I have to be really careful about that. Destroyed bridge. Bridge? Don't get me wrong, I understand how there's, like, a arguably walkable path here. It doesn't really look like a bridge, so I guess this was part of the bridge. It just looks like rock, but it looks like it's falling as if it was like a rope ladder or something. Zubiri, he would have killed me if it were not for you. I will be forever in your debt. Oh yeah, there's some cultural thing. No, not with these folks. With the Lemurians from the previous DLC. It was like remarked in a book that they have like they value life so highly that like life debts are common or something like that. I may have paid dearly for that decision. What I have given him is the most dangerous device I know of. I guess Zubiri does know about the idol, right? Because his dad was like a keeper of the knowledge of the idol or something. Hey, Sniper Justin, you're just in time for the stream. How are you doing today? So we have a debt cube. This is a thing we learned about last time, where like everyone in this culture carries a cube. It comes apart, and you give someone half a cube when you're indebted to them. Like, is how it works when they're doing you a favor, and then they give you the half back to collect this. I guess the idea. How dare you lay your hands on one of us? If I find you, I will kill you and take back what you stole. Do really aren't any underlined words in like either of those? That feels weird. Do you like how he's like threatening him with like a shrub on a stick? It's only like 48 people in this entire society, so I can see why they value life highly. Well, but it's not these folks. It's the folks from the it's like Zubiri's folks. Like not even the folks who like went with who like lived with the Raja in the previous segment. It's like his people who were visiting. Like those are the people who did that. That was how they like schemed to get information on the golden idol. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess this is someone like rigged up like a scary puppet with an arm that might be overhead. I don't know. Get back. They may still attack us. Just let them leave. The most important thing is that nobody was hurt. We will deal with Lavu later. Where are all the words? Geller, you have no honor. We saved your life, and this is how you repay us? Yeah, like, no, this guy's with the Raja group. He's not one of the folks who care about that. May the stolen riches be the ruin of you. It's weird that gave me the word obtained. Ha! It works. It is amazing. Do not dare follow us unless you want to witness more of my deadly powers. Albert, we are leaving. I don't know why the text changes like that. That feels weird. Surgical kit. Bag filled with coins and gems. Loaded pistol. The golden idol set to reduce... I know we've seen the Green Lantern symbol before. I don't remember what it means. January 5th, 1742. Both parties agreed to these terms for the expedition to Monkey Paw Island. Albert Cloudsley has rights to 2/3 of all valuables for funding the expedition. Oberon Geller has rights to 1/3 of all valuables and any golden statues found for providing the map to the expedition site. This is known. This was in the first mission at the start of this game. Oberon, what the blazes is going on here? You have more powers than mind reading? Oh, I see. He has one bag of riches. He has two bag of riches. I'm going up. It's another time lapse. So presumably we're in the cave. What's going on here? Oh. So that's interesting. So the villain was just like a robot all along. Nagana Bryn Gao Bulbasaur. Tagana Bryn Gao Bulbasaur. Nagana Bryn Gao. Tagana. Nagana Tagana. Biprom. Well, it is Pride Month. I hope everybody enjoys their local Biprom. Those have those, right? People be going to their Biproms? Is that something? So, like, there was a thing earlier in this DLC where, like, someone warned the Sentinel that, like, their words weren't gonna work, and I feel like they changed them to Biprom. Yeah, there was, like, an interstitial where they, like, threw... what's-his-face into this pit. The prison pit. Obviously, he's not there at this point in time because he's in the cave. He's this guy? Return to the past? Look at the statue. It's still statuing. It is saying... I think that's increased life force. Hang on. Thank you, Zubiri. I have made note of these incantations. This old language is strange to me, but hopefully the council will agree to let you out of prison. Promise cube, password necklace, code to initialize override. Biprom. It should tilt its head. Commands to destroy it. Terry Trenzo Terry Nip. Just see these words in the correct order, loud and clear. They are special commands in Old Lemurian that will grant you control of the entity so you can direct it to destroy itself. No longer will your village be hostage to this dark creature. This guy always be journaling even when he's in a pit? February 17th, 1741. It is day 37 on the island. Who could have killed Tissa? It cannot have been the automaton. It does not move. I hope someone lets me out of here soon. It is very dull in the cell, but at least Giant visits me regularly. The next day, it is day 38 on the island. Giant has told me that Oberon Geller has arrived on the island. How did he find out that this place is linked to the myth of the Fountain of Youth? That man has no morals. I fear what would happen were he to get his hands on the golden idol. Well, you know, it turns out that was a good instinct. So she gave him cube because he gave her password. What's written on the... Oh, good grief. Oh, like translation for like symbols. That's interesting. Love journaling in a pit. It may... I think this whole week I've slept like 3 days worth. I have been sleeping super poorly. Prison looks like a Twilight Zone episode that had with the trapped toys. I know the one. 5 characters in search of an exit. Oh man, I think I saw it somewhere on Reddit. No, maybe it was just on YouTube. I saw like someone edited together like a bunch of clips from like Rod Serling like introductions to old Twilight Zone episodes, but like they titled the clip like something along the lines of like Rod Serling is your wingman, but like it was just like all these like really unflat. It was just like portrait of a man who speaks more than he listens, and just like a bunch of like really like profound and poetic ways of saying that like the various like flawed protagonists of the various stories were like garbage people, and just like strung a bunch of them together. And the notion that like Rod Serling is describing like one guy as this awful sack of crap was just really funny to me, especially in the context that he's like trying to get you a date and just doing it like super badly. Just really funny. Okay, hold on. There's like a lot to learn here. Buy bib bull I'm cat. Ib bazor. 6. That's weird. So ib is like half? Is that something? I don't know. For bigger numbers, just multiply bazur. What is that? For example, bib bazur is 24. Okay. It's like a Van Dies French situation. Okay. Essential verbs. Hold on. Take, give, destroy, tool, heat, lifespan, matter, mind. Yeah, lifespan makes sense. Matter. Okay. So buy prom is one stop. Not exactly sure the implication of that. Hold on. I've discovered an intact universal transfer device in the destroyed city of Xenopolis after the cleansing. However, the device is out of reach. I can operate it remotely. The ancient automaton has retained acute hearing. Our ancestors have been very cunning and implemented a number of restrictions. The automaton aims the device only at the one who issues the vocal instructions. It does not respond to the commands given by a target below the age of 15. Is that important? Lord knows. So it's not going to show us what's on the spooky stone block, huh? This all appears to be the same as before. Sarah says, it's instructions for my limo tour bus. One stop until bye prom. Love aiming their device. It's me when I get woken up by intestinal distress, I think. Okay. This one is the one I haven't... Oh my god. There's a lot happening here. Anything written here? Stop meddling. Only a new sentinel can keep me at bay. Alright. A rock for a hem is a rock well spent. Tururururu. Oh crap, he's a One Piece character. A piece of rope. Full cube. Stone knife. You are a powerful magician. Perhaps you can indeed stand against Tower Dweller. We desperately need help. It stripped the flesh from our last sentinel. We will show you the way. That's regrettable. At this point, I think it is worthy trying. This man appears to possess strange powers. What do you think of these foreign visitors, Kula? Can we trust them? Over here, something weird is happening? Cannot understand what you are saying. Your voice and your words are strange. Speak like a normal person. Hold on. The good and bad questions. Good. Can I help you? Bad. How old are you? Each villager is born under a different star, which grants lifespan that can be shorter or longer. It is rude to ask an adult how old they are. Bad. How does this work? It can be dangerous to be too curious. Hey stranger, what is that powder? Can I have some of it? Hey, will you be joining the villagers like the previous newcomers? Ah, he is reading minds again. He did that to me on the ship, and it gave me the creeps. No man should have the power to peer into another man's head. Why has this man got a clay ball? It's like the worst bowling ball I've seen in a minute. Zacula. It was me the other day. I think it was the crayfish. Worth it. But I was, as you'd say, liquid from the neck down. To shreds, you say. I'm terribly sorry to hear it, Zacula, but I am glad it was worthwhile. Container with black powder, coil of rope, small ruby, pipe. We've seen a sharp decline of the number of, like, jeweled rings in the DLC of this game. They just keep showing their contracts. There's something really weird about that. This is a miracle. How could you know? A crayon. A card with a picture of a flower. See, this is your picture. Mind reading is just one of the many magical powers I possess. Your so-called Tower Dweller will have no chance against me and my compatriot. Crayon. Card with a picture of a flower. Deck of blank cards. Okay. So I think that's all the groundwork, yeah? Looks like it. Oh, crap. A long time ago, after the arrival of the ship, in the tunnel, and then, at the bottom, well, in the tower, the blank blank could blank only the blank of the blank blank. Blank, blank, blank. Blank, 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 blank. Those are two, like, really disjointed things to be in the same scroll. It feels like it was designed that way just to make it arbitrarily more difficult. Which probably isn't that big a deal, but, like, it's annoying from a conceptual perspective.
Anyway, beep.
I mean, that's how you get started, yeah? I'm gonna say... Well, no, those are gold, huh? That's weird. Maybe the blank... I guess... Golden idol could blank the blank of the blank? No, the command of the blank blank of the... Of ancient sentinel? No. Long time ago, blank blank blanked the blank blank. It could be used only with a blank, and it could blank only the blank of the blank blank. Therefore, blank blank created the blank of blank blank. So for centuries, the blank would give the, quote, blank blank blank, blank, and blank blank would blank their blank for themselves. After the arrival of the ship, the blank blank went to the tower and blanked blank blank, and were rewarded with blank. However, prior to that, blank blank had used the, quote, blank blank, blank, and had blanked the blank blank.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
You may not need a map to get to Bonetown. You might need a diagram to start writing one of these sentences. Blank blank released blank blank from the blank, and they followed the celebrating blank. In the tunnel, blank blank used the blank blank on the blank blank to try to blank the blank blank. Blank blank disarmed blank blank, and blank blank took the blank blank. Suddenly, blank blank took blank blank as a blank. Blank blank surrendered the blank blank, and blank blank blanked the blank blank and left. I don't know how this could be any clearer, to be honest. Like, I don't know what else you could possibly want. Gonna Bringad. Matter, Gad, lifespan. Seems right. Tagana's opposite, yeah. Tagana, Bringad. Well, those words are the same. You understand. Give Tresno. Tool. Give Tool? Give Tool, you say? I think they blanked too much. It reminds me exactly. Did you ever watch the video I posted that had like all of the minimal context mariachi appearances? I think they got an In-N-Out burger on this island. Probably not, nah. But they might have like mystery burger that someone left behind. Well, in the tower, golden idol could only. Could only the blank of the blank. Huh. Hold on. One of these words is obvious. Someone is a hostage. Suddenly. There's a lot going on here, everyone. Let's calm down. I should have a better internalization of the gem situation. I think what this is indicating is that he used like give versus take instead of increase and decrease, but it's like the same symbol. I mean, I think basically he used like destroy bridge. Sure, everything here is normal and fine and nothing happened. Nauseum, welcome. I'm not sure if your instinct is correct, but if you hang out, we'll find out together. Hope you're doing well. The hope, the goal, the plan is to finish this, which should be the last of the cases in the case of the Golden Idol, and then pick up with the sequel. I didn't quite manage to get this fit into the last stream. Got hung up on some of those puzzles. Start getting hard. Continue to preserve our way of life with me as your protector. Dude, this lady sucks. Oh, long time ago. Blank, 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 the blank, blank. It could be used only with a blank. Blank. And it could blank only the blank of the blank, blank. Do I really not have, like, Sentinel, like, at all? I got, like, voice. Used only with. Ugh, my brain not working today. Is it gonna be a problem? I'm gonna bring Cad Bulbasaur. 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 So, like, give someone 30 years? But, like, doesn't it have to absorb that? Only found, steal, obtained, take, give. Follow? Or, like, obey or something? While on the tower. Is automaton one of our words? No. So I'm going to say that this is probably while in the tower. Golden idol? Unless we have. There is tower dweller, but it's the wrong word type. It wouldn't fit in these slots. So I think it's like while in the tower, the golden idol could only the. Conjugation's weird again. It could blank. Could destroyed. Could obtained. Give only the blank of the blank blank. Only the riches, the bridge, the stone, and the mind. Here, man, the verbs are so weird. Such weird verbs. You know what I'm saying? The verbs, they're really weird. They're weird verbs. Hold on, I'm gonna organize some words because my brain isn't working. I'm accomplishing nothing. Give me a second. Move this over here and stack these. Oberon Geller can go over here.
Oh my, yes.
Oh my, yes. Let's put, sure. Can we fit everything not under the webcam? Why would I move that? That's clearly not a problem. Not quite, but close. Use only with a blank. Is incantation one of my words? Command. I feel like could be used only with a command. But it's a blank. Command hostage? A command myth? Command stone? That sounds like a magic card, to be honest. blank. No, it could. Only the command of the. No, it still is. Therefore, created. Oh, hold on. This feels likely. Created the myth of the Tower Dweller. So for centuries, is Sentinel not? I feel like Sentinel like needs to be one of these words that is making me crazy. And we checked with Apollo. What, like we'd go back again, Zacula? I don't know that we have time for that. And blank would blank their blank would I mean, steal and take feel relatively interchangeable. Their lifespan for themselves. They would give the take matter lifespan command. Hold on. Command. So the quotes are commands, huh? Tracks. You'll get there. Probably. Listen, it's been a really long week. Work has been god-awful. It's been really bad. I'm just so fed up with humanity right now. Like, everyone's on my last nerve. Not you guys. You're great. I love you. How are you all? Did you also, I mean, Demolition clearly did. Did you have any traumatic incidents in a public place, by which I just mean, like, everyone was, like, really annoying at a movie that was pretty good? So, like, not what trauma is at all. The problem is that... Oh, no, wait. I have other names and they're, like, known whatever. I'm gonna guess...
I'll use this knife.
Who knows enough to, like, make up the myth of the Tower Dweller, though? I feel like I should know that. Got a TBI? Tell me more about the TBI. Man, I've been fidgeting with this, like, end cap for some, like, random HDMI cable for, like, months. I don't know why. It's just on my desk, and every time I'm, like, thinking, I just pick it up. After the arrival of the ship, the blank went to the tower? Oh, the word villagers fits here, huh? Centuries villagers would give the blank would steal their lifespan for themselves. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know who up doing that. Traumatic brain injury. That's a much worse acronym than I was expecting. Dang. So I head off a curb a few times. I am sorry to hear that, Nauseum, but like, are you doing okay now? Are you all right? Operator remote. Make sure automatons retain acute. You'll be fine. Well, I am glad to hear that, but I'm sorry. That sounds proper traumatic. A lot worse than the thing I was saying. Boring's a weird random word. Prior to that, blank had used the blank command. Alright, let's go back to... It's gotta be this one, yeah? The notes. Buy prompt. Now let's go back to the other thing. Nope, not just kidding. One stop. But I don't... Target feels possible there. It could be used only with a blank. they could hear only the command of the voice speaker. Remember that time that like the game didn't like when I filled in blanks that said a character was sedated with sedative? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I have to lurk. Good lurk. Sorry, brain injury. I mean, on the bright side, you do get to use that excuse as much as you want, which is nice. But I wouldn't. I would have paid no mind to that at all. Actually, I just think it's pretty funny to say good lurk. Mostly because I'm more likely than the average person to lurk, I think. Or so I've been told. I'm just gonna toss obtain. Takana's give tool. So give tool is the command that makes the automaton like yeet the golden idol out. Although since they like climbed the ladder up, I don't know if that command is necessary, to be honest. It's a lot. There's a lot happening. I'll still tag us. Deal with lava later. I paid dearly for that decision. I have a hard time judging who got taken as a hostage here. I mean, she looks like she was captured, not taken hostage. I guess they took her hostage and he had to get her back by giving the idol back? Yeah, that seems right. That's probably what's happening. So let's say that, Zubiri Kara surrendered the golden item and Oberon Geller destroyed the stone bridge and left. So who took what's her face hostage? Was it the same guy or the other one? Took Kula. Stern. Something about a lot of these names has this cadence that like makes me think of the way that the Omega virus describes everything. Blank used the golden item on blank to try and blank the blank blank. Blank disarmed blank blank and blank took the blank blank. I'm supposed to determine who got disarmed here. I mean, disarm came off, if that helps, but it doesn't. Just finished painting the second to last Wolf Scout. Is that the furry space marine that was featured recently? We saved your life, and this is how you repay us. No idea what you've done. I would have dealt with them. I could have continued to preserve our way of life. With me, yeah, so like she's definitely preserve the way of life and all that. That has to be that's definitely conservative coded for like give me all of your riches. Correct. 6 of them plus dog. They only get 1 dog? Those numbers seem off, brother. Long time ago. Blank, blank, blanked the blank, blank. It could be used only with a blank. It could target only the... It could be used only with a command... A command heat. A command... A voice speaker. Show me that book again. The automaton aims the device only at the one who issues vocal instructions. It does not respond to commands given by a target below the age of 15. Only be used with a command. A command. Oh, hold on. To use give tool. The give tool command. Obtained the golden idol. Rewarded with blank blank released blank blank from the blank. They followed the celebrating blank. I'm gonna say villagers? The celebrating could be visitors. Doesn't seem as good. Blank. Found blank? This feels like found. A long time ago. What's her face? Since she's the one doing all this stuff, I assume she found the... Oh, I hate every time. This feels really natural. Once we got this, it like throws off my like subconscious processing of all the inputs in the game. I'm so bad. Found the golden idol. It can be used only with a command. It could target only the voice of the... The voice of the voice speaker? The voice of the... I do agree, released from prison. I got distracted with the other thing. Presumably this is like released... What's his face? Because he was the only one in the prison. Zubiri Kara. I think the gist of this one is like... you know, they staged a big thing and they like destroyed the tower dweller and everyone partied and then betrayal. A command. I swear there's like a word I don't have, and the game clearly says I have all the words. I mean, it's just Lavumata all the way down, right? This left panel is just like her, because like no one else was like, no, it doesn't seem like anyone else could be here for this. Golden idol. It can only be used with a command. What goes there? Nothing is locked, so nothing should be like hidden only in another scroll. Bridge speaker? Is that possible? It's like not very good. Like, that's kind of how it's laid out, yeah? Because you go out on the thing? It's not like a good thing. Is there a speaker tool? Explain what you mean, Sarah. Like, it's obviously too ancient technology for, like, a stereo speaker. I don't think that's the question, but if that is somehow the question, I don't think so. I don't think that's what we're going for. Mashing words. Okay. What about the mind speaker? I don't know, man. The heat speaker? Like, it boggles my mind why Sentinel wouldn't be here. Like, the last, like, 2 whole, like, missions in this game were so centered around, like, this myth, including the Sentinel. It seems really irritating to me that they would just, like, change what it's called to, like, make this random blank more difficult for, like, seemingly no value, and certainly nothing particularly interesting. But, like, this is also confusing. This does not seem like a 2 blank situation. It could be used only with a command blank. It could target only, like the basic idea is super clear. Is like it required like vocal commands and like only responded to the person who spoke to it. But like they did the classic like case of the Golden Idol DLC thing where the sentence is phrased in this baffling way that makes it like difficult for no reason. Could be voice command. But like that is a terrible sentence. Can we just agree that like that's not how you use your English words? Like that's not how you do it? Like literally this is jacket coat. For all of you in chat who remember that same specific episode of the sitcom Just Shoot Me that I do, this is some jacket coat conjugation. This is pointless. Command implies voice. Like, in the context of the sentence, it is redundant to say that. It is jacket coat. I'm gonna put bridge speaker. It dislikes more than 2 of those. Villager? It kind of could be villager speaker. Like, this is another one where, like, it seems like speaker is sufficient. The mind speaker. The command speaker? The speaker of the command? What an insane sentence this would be. It could be used only with a voice command, and it could target only the voice of the command speaker. God bless America. This sentence is heinous. It's really annoying that makes it better. Just for David Spade's sake, I'm somewhat glad someone actually watched Just Shoot Me. I remember enjoying that show. There's like only a few episodes I really specifically remember, but I enjoyed it at the time. Also, I've seen David Spade do stand-up in person, and he's pretty good. Also, hi, Jetlers. How's it going? I might have found the Golden Idol. Could be used only with a voice command, and it could target only the speaker of the voice command. It could be used only with a voice command, and it could target only the speaker of the voice command. This sentence sucks eggs. This sentence is so bad. I hate this sentence. And what makes me most tilted about this sentence is that, like, this is basically the same logic as, like, he was sedated with a sedative, and the game was like, that's stupid. That's a dumb thing to say. And then, like, the next case, they're like, it can only target a voice command and has to target the command voice. Like, eat rocks. Eat farts, you idiot. Dumb garbage. Blank went to the... Okay, what do I got? What other blank? What other yellow blanks do I have? It feels like not a lot, right? Who do we think released Zubiri from the prison, though? Is it Mata? Is it that straightforward, or is it, like, needlessly complicated? It's the wrong time zone, buddy. The council will agree to let you out of prison. I mean, hopefully. Got the exact same criticisms people have had with this DLC since it came out. That makes me feel better. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the time when I, like, come across something stupid like that in a puzzle game, like, everyone's just like, nah, you're the only one, Vasco. And I'm like, really? Like, come on. But, like, this is definitely an issue I've had specifically with the DLC for this game, which is that, like, the puzzles themselves are, like, at least as good as, like, the main game. Like, in some cases, they might be better. But I think I have a slight preference to the main game overall. But, like, the scrolls are, like... They try to make it, like, artificially difficult by making the sentences stupid. And, like, this is the thing I find annoying. That is maybe slightly more a matter of taste, but, like, I dislike. Disarmed blank, and blank took the golden idol. I mean, clearly that's got to be the golden idol. It's always, like, every 2 blanks is the golden idol. It's just golden idol all the way down. Is there something in the cave that indicates who got disarmed? Like, surprisingly, like, really no? Did someone have a knife? Is that somewhere else? Someone had a knife in this scene. Is this my clue? This thing I stopped paying attention? What is this also? To Tambien. What's going on here?
I'll use this knife.
Which knife? I can't find the knife. What do we think this is? Looks like a little bit like a bamboo Pringles can. Is that something? Is that a weapon? It says, I can't stand David Spade. The only 2 things I like him in are Emperor's New Groove and Joe Dirt. I haven't seen Joe Dirt since I was 13 and have a sneaking suspicion it probably hasn't aged well. I've never seen Joe Dirt, but I feel like you're probably right about that. Emperor's New Groove is above reproach, more or less. I wouldn't say that, like, I've necessarily been, like, a lifelong fan of David Spade. Like, even when I was watching Just Shoot Me, I had mixed feelings about him in that. But, like, his stand-up's pretty good. It's a little more self-deprecating than I would expect from his, like, older work. Is this pillar word doing anything to help me? This is probably the word villagers. Prior to that, Blank had used the give tool command and had obtained the golden idol. The Blank... hold on. Destroyed. You can't afford a the here? I feel like this is Tower Dweller, isn't it? They were rewarded with, I'm gonna say riches. I don't know if that's actually true. Prior to that, probably my good buddy Lavumata, who sucks. Hold on. The foreign visitor. They put the word foreign in this puzzle just to add a second blank here. That also sucks. I don't care. I'm gonna say that this blank is probably also Lavumata. I don't know that for sure, but we're close. We're real close. Foreign visitors went to the tower and destroyed Tower Dweller. Is there a better way to say that? Like, I want to say kill, but I don't think so. Rewarded with... They were rewarded with... heat. They were rewarded with heat? On the tower, the golden idol could blank. Only... I mean, isn't this the same god-awful sentence? It only target the voice... The speaker of the voice command. Keeper of the house. No, I don't think it's lifespan, because the idea is that the villagers don't know that the lifespan thing is happening. The only person who knows that is Lavumata, because she's, like, evil. and has been like stealing the lifespan for herself. And so like in order for her to like even do that, she'd have to like give up the whole game, yeah? Four visitors went to the tower, destroyed the tower, rewarded with riches. However, prior to that, and were they rewarded with something else? The other scene is like before they left town, and this one's like after everything went down. I don't think there's like an intermediate one that like demonstrates what's up. This party trick thing is really weird. Let's say on the blank. Just try to kill the blank? Try to target? Feels like kill is the one that fits here. Although, to kill the mind hostage. I mean, just to rule it out, but I don't think. Where's lifespan at? Oh, that's interesting information. That means that the word riches is correct, and that exactly two other things are incorrect. I don't think it's a person. What other two? I mean, certainly give tool leads to getting the golden idol. Oh, but it's not Lavu Mata. Is it? Probably not. It's probably Oberon. But how was he? No. It is her. That's... What do I have wrong here? I mean, surely give tool leads to getting the golden idol. Four visitors went to the tower, destroyed the... I mean, what else could go there? Destroyed the... And if visitors is at the top, I think villagers has to be the other one. I think. No, maybe not. Maybe that is actually visitors.
Mr. Featherly.
No, it's not. Could be Mr. Featherly, also known as Philo Pennyworth, depending on where you are in the timeline. No.
Did somebody say birthday?
Hold on, I'm trying to find where I could, like, where did the word go? Where's villagers? Where's villager? This is the thing that could stand to be improved. Where's villagers? Making me crazy. Okay. I see it now. It's supposed to be Lava Mata had used the give tool command and obtained the Vasco. I can't seem to, so there's this guy in a square down here, and it's right by where all these words are, but it doesn't seem to let me pick it up, you know? It's like a problem. I don't understand. It's like a big flaw in the game design. It's weird that there's like a whole like number nonsense like to decode that like there's like the numerical system of the Lemurians in Case of the Golden Idol is like a massive red herring. I think it like never ever matters, and it shows up in like 3 or 4 different cases. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like Lupus from House MD, right? You right with the ship, the foreign. I mean, it's gotta be the foreign visitors, right? Destroyed the like. Stone pillar? Wait, let me try that. That doesn't... No, because it's the wrong word type. That's why, doesn't it, like, have to be Tower Dweller? What brown entity are you destroying? They're all, like, people. And, like, kill doesn't conjugate correctly into that sentence. Episode 8 of Season 4 was finally Lupus. I've seen a bunch of House. I haven't seen all of House. I was not sure that that ended up happening. House MD mentioned during Pride Month. Is House a Pride icon? Is that something? I mean, there can't. Who else would be in the prison? I don't. This middle brother. I don't know. Return to the Future. Based on where I'm at in my own linear timeline, I'm not in love with this scroll for the reason that, like, the like card game murder chain was like tough, but like you could sort of imagine a world in which you could like work out the chain. I feel like it involves like a little bit of like guessing and intuition, like more than I'd necessarily like. But like here, they're like, oh, so-and-so did this and disarmed that and captured this person. I'm like, there's like none clues. Like, it's just like everyone's like angry and one guy's holding a branch. Like, there's just like not that much information. I don't know what to tell you. House and Wilson are lovers, obviously. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily put that as like peak gay icon, but that is fair. There's a magician who finally ended up having lupus, and House even remarked, I finally have a case of lupus. We saved your life. Okay, it's theory time. I'm gonna say that we disarmed Lavu Mata because I think what happened is that this guy took a spear away from her when she was trying to kill them to get the idol that she was scheming to have. And he's like, what gives? Like, we saved you from the spear lady, and now you're like being a dick about it. Which would mean that Jin Fudue, by which I mean Giant G, disarmed her because he has the spear and he's like the dude. He wants to be the guy. To kill... It's the golden idol and the blank. To try and kill the blank blank.
Dr. Adam Baxter, convicted murderer.
Oh, I love that. I don't, did we get that one before or after I added it? Dr. Adam Baxter, convicted murderer? I still think that's just a really funny way to like super casually describe a guy. Takula Stern is a hostage. This is another one where like I feel like ultimately I'm gonna flip a coin on this and either be right or wrong, and I don't love that. Is there evidence that really suggests like they both seem like they're like he has the idol now and he had a gun? He has a gun, it's still loaded. I guess we could assume it's him by the fact that he currently has a weapon. Alright, that's fair. So that's Oberon. And Zubiri surrendered the golden idol, which means that Zubiri had to take the golden idol, yeah? Right? Yeah? We all agree? God bless America. This friggin' garbage. At least when I'm close, I get to do this. It's just a really satisfying noise. I apologize. Okay. Where do I... Other page.
Not sure what blowing on that will achieve.
Well, listen. If you had the button and it made the good noise, you would do it too. Okay? Vasco is losing it. Did Vasco have it before? Unclear. Blank used the golden idol on the blank blank to try and... It might not be kill. It feels like that.
My wetware's dried up.
Is it? You hate the noise so much that it dried up your wetware? And during Pride Month. It's a shame. Sarah says she knows what blowing on that will achieve. Enlighten us, Sarah. I'm not sure I have enough blanks to figure it out myself. And, I mean... I guess that's what we're saying. Destroyed the bridge? No, we destroyed the bridge at the end. Something about the pillar? Something about mind heat? Is mind heat something? Say what you will about Techno Babylon, but it was soundboard goldmine. I agree. I feel like people didn't appreciate it until I spent way too much work putting it together, and then they're like, I see the vision, Vasco, and I'm like, thank you. But we haven't gotten my... I think we got my favorite new name game edition once, which was, what's her name? Like, Francesca something something? There's the golden idol on the... foreign visitors. Could be. Yeah, I mean, I guess if the next... No. Because... maybe I have to solve the middle one first, huh? Visitors went to the tower and destroyed Tower Dweller and were rewarded with riches. Prior to that... I mean... So the sentence is structured in such a way that whoever gave the give tool command also possessed the idol. Doesn't that have to be Lavumata? So maybe the issue is some other random person released Zubiri from prison. Do I know who would do that? He has someone's debt cube. Does that mean they're indebted to him? Isn't that her? Wait a minute. She has none cube. Why does this woman have none cube left beef? Something's off there. Where's that lady's... Oh, wait, this guy ain't got no cube either. Where'd all the cubes go? Gang, where are all the cubes? What happened here?
dried up.
What happened to all the cubes? Everyone just, like, casually had cubes, and now it's, like, none cubes. Armed lava. Siberian carrot took the golden idol. So yeah, so we're saying that Lavumata used the golden idol on the blank to try to kill, I'm gonna say, the foreign visitors? But used it on what? Used it on their mind heat. Probably, I presume. Hello, Cotillion. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? We're like close-ish to finishing this DLC and thus finally completing the Case of the Golden Idol. At which point we will move on to Rise of the Golden Idol, which the audio is already peeving me out. Used it on the... Destroy the temple. Riches. So they just like blew up the tower and like walked into Mordor, yeah? Yeah, I think that's right. Why do you even need a give tool command at that point? I don't understand. Like, it's just like an object. If you can get to it, you can just pick it up. The problem is getting there, but they have a ladder. On the stone bridge. I mean, it could be a stone bridge. It's just that later on we destroyed the stone bridge and left. It feels weird for it to be both. But then again, this is the game that brought us. It could only be used with a voice command and could target the speaker of the voice command. Pissing me off. I mean, I agree, but like, okay. I feel like it goes without saying that I don't like that, but I understand that. Like, it's arguably a case of me overthinking it, but it just feels really unnatural for this construction to be true. But, you know, with relatively little information, I figured out all the players. I feel good about that. What is wrong here in this bit, this middle bit? Any evidence on like who let Zubiri out? It feels like the thing that is most likely wrong. I might be incorrect about that, but it seems true. I mean, I don't think that Tissa is relevant at all. I mean, obviously the only place it can fit is somewhere where he's dead already. Any of you fuckers telling me something about letting that guy out of prison? Nobody's hurt. We'll do a lava later. It's gotta have something to do with the yonder cubes, yeah? Alright, so then let's return to the past. He has 1.5 cubes. He has 1.5 cubes. It doesn't feel like this is actually much of an indicator of anything in that way, in that instance. Stupid surgical tools. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on? What's with this thing? I like that there's only 3 types of questions and only one of them is good. Mata owes him. Yeah, but so yes, but one feels as though there should be an explanation as to who let him out of the prison. And the issue is that, like, he didn't return the cube to her, so it feels like that's not it. Also, when I fill that spot with her name, the game says no. So that's what we're operating on. It could be like giant because they're like buds or whatever. Could be like random. Could be Verlis because he's like the guardian of males and maybe it's like his job to like do that. It just doesn't feel like there's, and it's entirely possible I'm missing it. It merely doesn't feel as if there's like a clue. There should be a clue. I feel like there should be a clue. I hate the way this bridge looks. Like, it doesn't make the puzzle more difficult, but it's needlessly confusing. Let's see. I like this cave, by the way. Like, why the cave at all? How do we end up in the cave? I don't know, man. Like, I think that this is all correct other than this. I could just brute force my way out of it, but, like, it's just annoying because it's like a puzzle. It's like a logic puzzle game, and, like, there should be, like, a deduction-based... I mean, okay, he does say that Giant visits him regularly. It's not, like, concrete... I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to spend like 1,000 years on this. Yeah, it's giant because they're buds, I guess. I don't know. I don't see like a real clear connection. You can kind of deduce it just because like there are people who are like close to each other, but like it's not very good like logic solving. When Lemurian discovered that Zubiri knew the override codes, she quickly went to the tower and instead of giving the self-destruct command, instructed the ancient Lemurian automaton to give the golden idol to her. This feels like this is underselling the summation of the scenario. There was a giant clue right there. All right, let's chill out on the passive aggression on you're dumb and instead offer what. Let's instead focus on like what we can learn instead of the challenging tone, if you would kindly please. What do you surmise is supposed to tell me that he got him out of there? Okay, it's the rope. I see it. It's this is where the knife was, by the way. I mean, I can see how you're supposed to get that. I don't love that. It doesn't feel... It's intuitive in the sense that the characters have a relationship, but it seems unintuitive in the sense that, like, the scenario doesn't feel like it calls for a jailbreak. And, like, that's kind of what it feels like it's showcasing. So, like, that is not something I'm likely to entertain as, like, the solution. You love it when a puzzle ends on a really unsatisfying note. This is an unfortunate thing that particularly the DLC, I feel like, has had a tendency to do. Where it's like, you did it, idiot. Like, oh, hang on. One more thing for the road. Doesn't feel as over-volumed as usual. So here we want you to replace Mata in the council and share your knowledge with the village. That last text went way faster than the first text. He is becoming too powerful. Perhaps I should stop him before it is too late? But wait, he can read my mind. He already knows I have these thoughts. I have no choice. I have to act now. I love how they're trying to, like, retroactively make it seem like Albert isn't, like, a dickbag, which, admittedly, he is. But, like, I can't also help but think that the obvious solution would simply be to solve the Millennium Puzzle and have two minds and do a mind shuffle. And then he can't read all of your thoughts at once because you're two separate people. Zachary says, these are the kinds of faces you get with a gene pool of like 4 dozen people. What's worse is like you keep citing that there's like 40 to 50 people, but in reality, like 12 of them are children. And frankly, it's like wildly unclear who the parents of those children are. Zubiria and Giant are both in the tunnel, but not wearing the ceremonial flower necklaces. That's how you're supposed to know. That's interesting. Is there... Is there something that establishes the flower necklaces is something I care about? Like, obviously, this is like before the thing. I can see how that's supposed to read as a clue, but like I don't know what that is, you know? Like that's there's all these things we establish about the culture, and that is not one of them. Thank you for playing the Lemurian vampire. It's a even more metaphorical name, perhaps, than the Spider of Lanka, to be honest. Alright, so, as promised, we did complete the case of the Golden Idol. I think I'm going to do a break for YouTube so that the playlist is nice. So that each game is its own playlist. But that only affects the future and not now. So I'm going to take what some in the business might call a quick refreshing pause. And if you want the conclusion to this stream, it will come at the end of the first part of the Rise of the Golden Idol, which we will be starting momentarily if you're live, and soon otherwise. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. I'll be seeing you right now if you're here live. But otherwise, it's probably going to be suggested by YouTube. That's how these things work.